Detroit Den 313. I'm back. Will, what we looking at? I'm losing my mind here. Wednesday morning. Uh, as you can tell, I haven't had my caffeine yet, but I'm up and I'm ready to talk some Detroit Lions football. But before we get started, you know what to do if you've been here. For some reason you haven't already, hit that bell icon and the subscribe button so you don't miss our content. Now, let's get into it. Detroit Lions sitting at 7-2. Guys, I have a question for you. Um, it's been a topic that I've kind of been debating in my head because I'm scratching my head about. Are you afraid of the Minnesota Vikings? Right? Minnesota Vikings are sitting at 6-4. A few weeks ago, they had Kirk Cousins go out with a ruptured Achilles, and I thought to myself, Minnesota Vikings are now a non-factor probably until next season. But to my surprise, they're still battling and finding a way to win. They went out and signed Dobbs from the Arizona Cardinals, who has been working magic, man. He's running around, he's scrambling, he's making plays. He's been exciting. So Lions fans, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like this Minnesota Vikings team is a team that we need to be worried about? Because I feel like a lot of Lions fans and a lot of media are kind of painting a picture that it's a foregone thought that we win the NFC North and we move on and have a little playoff run. But this Minnesota Vikings team, like I said, is finding a way to win, and um, they're they could soon have Justin Jefferson back. So it's been talked about. The 21-day window was open. He's come back to, I believe, limited practices, and he's starting to get his body ready and fired up. And in a press conference, he made mention to the fact that he wants to have a gold jacket one day. He wants to be a Hall of Famer, and he said Hall of Famers don't sit out. So he said he will be back. So it's only a matter of time. I feel like with people keep mentioning our schedule and saying that we have the type of schedule where we can do really well in the back half of this season. But when I look at, and I'm pulling it up right now, when I look at this Minnesota Vikings schedule, they just played the New Orleans Saints. Then they're looking at the Denver Broncos. Now the Denver Broncos have been playing a lot better than they were last season, and a lot better than they started the season off. But then they got the Broncos, the Chicago Bears. They have their bye week, so they're going to be able to have an opportunity to get healthy, to rest up a little bit. Then they're going to come back with the Raiders, the Cincinnati Bengals, us in week 16, then the Green Bay Packers, and then followed by us again. So we're going to have two rendezvous on the back end of the season with the Minnesota Vikings. And if they keep finding a way to win, those games could be really interesting football games. Those could be must-win football games for us if we want to take complete control of the NFC North. So, guys, let's talk about it. Put it in the comments. Do you think this Minnesota Vikings team is a team that has what it takes to compete with the Detroit Lions, especially with our defensive struggles and them potentially getting Justin Jefferson back and having Jordan Addison and Chandler has been running the ball pretty well. Dobbs has been working some magic. Is this somebody that, or is this a team that we need to worry about, or do they still not have enough? Because I'm looking at these guys, man. I've got the opportunity to watch a few of their games since Dobbs has been back. That Saints game was on last week, and I was checking it out. Saints Vikings, and Dobbs was back there scrambling, making plays, man, and that makes me nervous because I've seen how the Detroit Lions has dealt with quarterbacks that can use their feet. I don't like it. I know the Lions have been making some moves to try to assist with our struggles at the pass rush position, but I don't know, man. This Minnesota Vikings team is starting to worry me a little bit. I would really not like to see on the Vikings coming down to a situation to where they're starting to believe in themselves and they're battling with us in week 16 and 18, and these games really matter. Hopefully, these Lions stay hot and we just put these guys away. So, like I said, guys, leave it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about these Minnesota Vikings. Am I just tripping, right? Am I just tripping and we don't really need to be worried about them? Or do you see what I see and we better keep our hats on and our heads on straight. That's all for today, guys. Me and Steve's schedules have been off, but hopefully tomorrow we can get together and put out some content. So I know you guys like to hear us banter back and forth. So hopefully we'll have that for you tomorrow. Stay tuned and peace.